Which
Alright.
team are you guys?
Orange.
All right, cool. All right, so let's have a look at what's happening here. Let's zoom out a little bit. All right, so we're orange. I'm guessing you guys are in comms, correct?
Yes.
All right, sick. So, start the game from the beginning. I'll be honest. You should be calling. One of you guys should be calling which way you're intending to push the ball. Otherwise, what's I'm guessing is happening here is no one knows which way it's going, because what would probably be better is one person pushes, like cheats, behind the guy who's kicking off, and one person goes to the left-hand side or the right-hand side, depending on which side he hopes to push the ball to, okay? That's the first kind of minor issue, all right? Flip out gets the ball, which is good. Now let's have a look at it, what he's doing with the ball. He decides not to go for it, does he? Let's have a look. All right. I would say one thing that I might recommend to flip out is probably his camera settings a bit too close. It kind of feels a bit claustrophobic, so he's not really able to see much. He should be going for this ball. He should be hitting this hard, like boosting fully, and trying to try and hit it on target. That's it. If it goes above the goal, fine, but you hit it with power, sort of in the general direction of the goal. All right. So that's the first kind of minor mistake that we have here. Okay. Cool. All right. Next thing. Let's see where everyone else is. Cool. All right. Obviously, like I talked about in your replay, you want to kind of be in two positions, either here, and you're kind of like taking momentum, or you're gonna sit inside the goal if you're inside the goal behind the line if you want to be static. Okay. Cool. Next thing, you probably want. So he misses the ball, obviously. He's kind of flip outs in no man's land. If he wants to, if he doesn't really know what to do there, he should be challenging just to force Lyric to have a poor shot on goal, because he's the closest guy. As first man in threes, you want to force the guy who's on the ball in the defensive position. If you're the obviously in defense, the first guy needs to challenge the guy so that he cuts off the angle. That's the number one thing. You never want to have the opponent's team be having a free hit on the goal. So flip out kind of just does nothing to contribute to the play. Next thing, let's have a look. So this should be your ball, I guess.
Yep.
So here, this is obviously a miscommunication. So what you want to do in this scenario is go, okay, I reckon I've got this. Call, I got this, right? So that flip out knows not to go for this ball, because this is going to be a classic double commit, I assume, right? Yep. So call it. If we look at it from the two different perspectives, let's have a look at flip out's perspective. He's not really like he's aware of you, but he's not really focusing on you, is he? He's focusing on the ball, right? So yeah, you got to call him off. This is why you guys are in comms. So yeah. All right. Anyway, let's go back to fly. Sick. Cool. Because this could definitely be a shot on goal, a control, but in the end, it just gets thrown out, right? Just gets thrown here instead of being a shot on goal. Cool. You want to obviously take this boost. Flip out. He needs to be a bit wider so that he can be ready for whatever happens if the ball gets crossed in. So he wants to be around about here as second man, maybe here. Like I was talking to you originally, we want to if we go up, there's like 3 boost lines that I'll talk about just so that your teammates are also aware of it. So if I go Alt Y, oh, Alt Y does not work. Wait, no, Alt Y, cool. Let's go back into it, and then go back, go back. Cool. Let's go back to that same scenario. So there's 3 boost lanes that you want to kind of be aware of and be cycling through. So you want to go either here, you see here, you go either here, or you go mid. If you use these kind of 3 lanes as being kind of where you want to be spreading out, so if flip out was round about here, or he was coming in around this direction, that means that if you manage to make a pass or put it anywhere near the goal, right? Like you hit it over here, he can kind of come in and score it from this direction. So it's a lot easier than having to match this way instead of facing it front on. So the important key takeaway is here, use these boost lines that I'm talking about, because they're like 60, 70 boost, to kind of allow yourself to space out a bit better. So yeah, cool. And then I go Alt-Y, and then let's take it from the fly. Cool. I like the pass. That is really smart. Obviously, if he was a little further away, like here, it'd be a lot easier for him if we kind of take it back a little bit. So I'm here, right? I can crash in and go for a smart 50-50 that allows me to push it into goal, right? If I'm coming from this direction, it's so much easier to 50-50 smartly into this area versus here, where I'm kind of cutting in, and what happens is path of least resistance is over there instead of potentially at the goal. So yeah. So next, solids, a little as third man, he's gonna make a little bit of a wider rotation here. So he wants to come here, here. Then he can follow up a little easier instead of having to kind of jump awkwardly from this direction where it's a little bit more awkward. If he's a little further back, it's a much easier hit to get for, right? So this is a lot easier than boosting up. So yeah, cool. Next thing that we need to talk about is, let's see how everyone rotates out. So flip out needs to get out of the goal as quickly as he can. He's kind of he needs to flip out of that's a sucky pun. He needs to like diagonal flip out, right? He needs to get out of there. If you're in the opponent's goal, you want to make sure that you're getting your ass out of the opponent's goal so that the rotation can kind of be maintained. So yeah, Mr. You yourself needs to kind of be in a position to get out too, so that you kind of like getting here. Let's
yeah, more on like the right side, as where flip out should be more like the middle.
Yeah, flip out needs to get to this boost basically. So he's rotating out. You need to kind of go a little wider and kind of get to a position sort of here-ish, where you're in a position where you could potentially, you know, if solid gets a pass in, you're in a potential place to score, right?
Okay.
All right, next. Because that's where he wants to go. He wants to pass it across the goal, basically. So you want to be aware of that. Once he doesn't, if you're around about here, right, you can leave, and then flip out can get this ball, right? Make sense? Because yes, you could potentially get this ball, but flip out's in a far better perspective because he's got full boost. He's got everything going for him, right? This is why rotations are so strong. It allows you and your teammates to be able to get the best shot possible. So if we go to flip out, right? Let's have a look. So obviously, I would definitely say flip out needs to pull his camera back, like I said. Because you can see this is a much easier hit for flip out than it is for you. Now, something that flip out probably wants to do a little bit better here is get solid contact. So what do I mean by solid contact? What you want to do is the ball is Alt-Y. Ball is going this way, right? You want to kind of come around a little bit and hit it through the ball, right? So you're getting in the way so that you can kind of go like this and cut it a little bit so that the power goes back at the goal instead of what flip out does, which is kind of if I go Alt-Y. Flip out. He's not flipping into the ball. He's flipping kind of like away from the ball, basically. And that's why he gets a weak hit on the goal. So now, let's go back to fly, and let's have a look. So, next thing. Solid. He's decided to make the right decision, but you can kind of chill out a little bit more and go like here-ish. Get this boost that's just spawned, and then you can push in. Because otherwise what's happened is flip out is also double committing. These are the things where you have to communicate a little bit. So like you could be like, I'm mid boost, like I'm center left. I can take the next challenge, you know? These are the types of things that you need to communicate with each other. Otherwise double commits happen like this. Cool. Now, this is where Solid should leave. You should be rotating out because he's got a poor angle on the ball, but obviously he's committing hard in. This is where rotations happen, right? You can go like, hey, I can push in, let me push in, something like that, and then he knows to leave immediately so that you know, the rotation can continue. Flip out, on the other hand, is kind of sitting in no man's land a little bit. So he gets the boost, right? Now he needs to kind of figure out how to rotate back in. So I would go like, all right, let me take this boost. So we go. I'd be like, okay, cool. Let me try and get back into the rotation. So I'm going to leave rotation, obviously driving this way, and then on ball cam, and then I'm now in a position a bit further back with full boost to come back in and challenge this ball. So this is where you're basically trying to keep them in their half, because everyone at this level is bad at defending, right? So you keep the pressure and keep the ball in their half. It's unlikely they'll score in your half. That's the idea. You keep possession, and you're able to then keep the ball in their half. Because otherwise, what Flip Out's done is just basically leave, where he should have been the one who's pressuring this ball, because your teammates, you and Solid are getting back, so he can challenge this ball. Otherwise, what's happening now is that you guys aren't communicating, and now they have a free hit on goal, right?
Yep.
All right, cool. Next thing, if Flip Out wants to take this more passive route, which is okay, he needs to know when to challenge a ball. So he's going to miss this, right? Because he's in an awkward position. He's allowed Sonorous, Frost, to have control of the ball. Anyway, now let's go back to Mr. Shoemaker, yourself, and let's have a look. So next thing, do you guys have particular like you know, who likes being on offense and defense?
I am usually the defensive person.
Cool. All right. So next thing, you've cut the line, right? You want to rotate back post, sit here, okay? Your teammate has front post. Otherwise, what's happened now is you're in a weird. You basically cut rotation, and it's a confusing time. Okay, he should be the one who's challenging this ball that's upcoming next. Okay. Otherwise, right. this switch is really inefficient, and honestly, you guys all need to be able to defend properly. Because he can make that same hit without doing all this like back and forth. It just doesn't make sense. Cool. I like the 50-50. That's good. Now, what I'd be expecting here is you'd have Solid be going mid here, pushing up mid. Flip Out would be coming around about here, maybe. Because you guys aren't covering the field basically. If Flip Out wants to sit a little wider so that he can go both this way or this way if the ball comes this way, then that's fine. But Solid needs to come midline right here so that he can actually defend, like, you know, make a proper attack, because Flip Out can actually just cover this area right here if he needs to. So yeah, so he should be here, and you can see that this means that he can get to this ball in a much easier place where it's less of an acute angle, because this is much easier to do versus here and then cutting in. That's the harder angle. And now, because of that hard angle, he's left the ball, right? So, instead, if he had been coming from wider here, like this, I can let the ball bounce, because, you know, obviously we don't know what the ball, how the ball's going to go. Now the ball's bounced. Now I can dive in, right? I know how that bounce is going to go. So yeah, that means that you can challenge it, because no one at this level is going to read the bounce well. If he does, if they pre-read the bounce, I'd say at least 6 out of the 10 times they're going to misread the bounce. So that's good. Cool. All right. All right. Next thing, flip out has pushed up way too hard. Every time a 50-50 or some sort of conflict's about to happen, he wants to not flip. He wants to not keep going forward, because he's in a poor position. If he was sitting a little further back, like right here, that's a lot easier, right? He's coming round, he hits the ball in, and he just booms it back to their half, right? Because he's so far up, it makes it so much more awkward for him to go for this ball. All right. Now let's see what happens. I'm assuming a goal happens. Yep. So yeah. So this happened from a couple things. First, Solid took an acute angle, which meant that from here, he couldn't actually read the ball confidently instead of coming a little from this direction, which is a much easier hit. Flip out pushed up a little too aggressively. Every time a 50-50 or something like that's about to happen, he's got to be aware that a massive hit might happen. So he's got to chill out a little bit more and be aware that he can, you know, let the ball bounce and then smash it into their corner. That's it. What? Okay. I would say if you're doing this, you want to... There's more efficient ways to get to that boost, obviously. Like, you can half flip or something like that. Not go round like this. Yeah. I like this, but you gotta realize what the right angle for this is. So if we, let me see if I can figure out how to slow the ball down. Is it show controls? Speed menu is left shift hold. Okay. Okay. All right. So the right angle for this is right about. So obviously you're going too fast here, right? You want to slow down a little bit, because no one's attacking you, right? You have time. You have time. Because you actually are taking a good angle, but you just mistimed it a little bit. Okay? Because this diagonal hit is the best hit to make. But you just mistime it a little bit. Okay? That's why. Anyway, let's go back to full. Now, I think I find flip out kind of goes a little bit in no man's land. He doesn't really know what to do here. So for me, if I'm unsure what's about to happen, let me just chill inside the goal. Like let's take it back. Like, so I'm just gonna sit in the goal, just chill out, right? Okay. I want to make sure you're gonna make a good hit first. Let you make the good hit first before I pre-read it. Okay. Now it's a bad hit. Let me just chill. Let me just chill. Solid will for sure cut in to challenge anything that's about to happen, and I can defend the goal. That's it. Like, you can see how much time you have. There's no need to panic or anything like that. Now here, flip out could go like, hey, I got this. And then Solid can pull out, and then he's got shot on goal, right? These are the types of things that your team can kind of calm about. Because otherwise, obviously, the ball just gets hit into a corner, and nothing happens. Now, you need to sit a little further back. Flip out needs to sit sort of where you are. You can either sit here, roundabout, or you can sit here. Third man can play between the two players, or he can play a little wider, up to you, depending on how you read the play. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yep.
So yeah. Because then, if you're here, then let's say it becomes kind of awkward, like this. you can always take that ball, or flip out can take that ball, and you just chill back and rotate out, right? And then you can come back here, which you've done, which is good. But number one thing, don't try and read the bounce, okay? Let the bounce happen, okay? So I'd be here, I'd be chilling. Now I challenge. Make sense? As soon as I know the bounce has happened, that's when I can challenge. Because there's no way he's going to flick that real quickly, right? That's a good 50-50. Well done. Now, let's have a look at it from your angle here. Cool. You have low boost. We follow one of the boost paths, right? That I was talking about. Those 3 boost paths mean that you'll actually be able to collect maybe 30-40 boost. Now you've cut your teammate off. So yeah. You should be on the wide side. Solid now becomes second man, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Otherwise this happens. Next thing, go to goal, right? Next thing, challenge this ball. As soon as I'd be watching this ball like a hawk. This is danger territory. As soon as I see that happen, I'm gonna turn around, cut like here, be here, and then dive at this ball like for sure. Like when you asked me previously on your previous replay when you should double commit. This is when you should double commit. Okay. This is a dangerous scenario. You know what's about to happen here. No one's gonna do like a doomsday dish. Do you know what a doomsday dish is?
Yeah, where you jump from the backboard and you like angle your car to hit it. So you go around the ball and then you hit it.
Yeah.
Front.
So how many diamond level players have done that?
I probably ran into at least 2. But
Okay. Out of how many?
Out of a couple hundred, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
Not common.
Cool. All right. Immediately, like I was saying, no one, 2 in maybe 1,000 people you played, right?
Yeah.
Let's say 1,000. It's probably more than 1,000. Okay. So he's not gonna doomsday dish it. So he's only gonna pass it. Okay. So this is where you go. Okay. This ball also obviously. If he's able to doomsday dish it from hitting this so wide like this, he's smurfing like big time.
Yeah.
So yeah, here's where you go. Okay, let me just challenge. Even if you get any hit, even if they 50-50 you, there's no way it goes into your goal. Okay, so you want to challenge this hard to push it over here, right, where there's no shot that they score, right? So this is danger bell. So get in there earlier. In regards to your teammate, let's have a look at him. I think it was flip out, right?
Yep. You do the one.
So obviously he needs to get back to. So one of the things that I find a lot of diamond and champ level players do is they don't like using boost to get back into position. It's fine to use boost to get back into position. Boost is a commodity. You want to get back into position as quickly as possible. I'll be honest, if I was in his scenario right here, I wouldn't be flipping. I'd be prepping for whatever's about to happen here. So I'd be going, all right, let me go here. Now let me just dive at this ball and just fly at this ball, all right? Just like fly. Anything is better than putting it mid, okay? Because there's no way that this guy knows that flip out's about to dive at the ball from this direction, okay? So yeah. So there's a couple ways to prevent this shot on goal. Oh boy. All right. Next thing.
And then it's kick off.
Yeah. So you either cheat here. Obviously, you want to know which direction you want to be in, right? This is sort of a cheat. Okay. If you want to do this cheat that you're trying to do, right? You want to do... fuck. This is more difficult. I'd be literally going wide this way. I'd be going, all right. If I want to cheat this way, I'll be like, okay. Let me cheat here. Like this. Then I cut in. Cool? I've got 50 boost instead of your 20 or 30, right? A little bit more efficient. Now, flip out. You need to decide, now that you got boost, or you're going to get boost, you want to go to that boost as quickly as you can. So that, because you're third man, alright? I like that you've rotated out, which is good. This is good flip out, because if you rotate it in, there's a chance that they dunk you or whatever. And you're not going to be needed in this play anyway. Because I don't even know what happened, but, you know, a goal was scored. Do you remember this goal?
I have no recollection of.
All right, that was the goal. That was the goal.
Yeah.
I don't have anything.
Goal.
I don't have any analysis of that goal. I just know it's a goal.
Yeah.
All right, your kickoff's a little bad here. So number one thing for a kickoff is, if we slow this down, shift. Let's go with 25%. All right. I'm doing this so that all you guys can actually have a bit of a benefit of how kickoff should work. Yeah. So, do you do a diagonal kickoff or a front flip kickoff?
Most times it's just front flip.
Okay, cool.
For me, at least.
All right, so you got to front flip early. Front flip early. The earlier you front flip, the more time you have to readjust. Okay?
Okay.
Ah, I see. Yeah, yeah. So, this is the problem here. What you've done here is you've decided that you don't want to take it front on. All right? You see here? This is bad. You want to be in the middle of the ball. You should be left right here, okay? Make sense? Cuz this way your path of least resistance is over there somewhere, right? Here, path of least resistance is probably over here somewhere, okay? Or killing the ball. But anything's better than what's about to happen here. And there you go. That's why that happened.
Okay.
All right, next thing, coal. Which is good. I guess some coal was made. Instead of passing it to solid directly, you want to pass it around about here. Make sense? Because here, very awkward. If the ball's coming around here, this is like solid free play territory, right? Passing directly at him, very, very, very awkward. Like if we take it from his perspective, right here, you can see how awkward that is, right? So, kick off. He's going for boost, right? Obviously. You see how awkward that is, right? Pass it a little further, little more forward. Much easier to read that. Solid. I totally get. You're confident in your aerial skills. This is not a good ball to challenge for. As soon as I see this ball flying up, I'll leave. I would leave. Your aerial skills aren't a good enough level that what is about to happen with the ball flying up will cause more of an issue than you wasting all your boost to do nothing with it. Okay? Just rotate out and let your two teammates here push up forward more. Because this is just you using no boost at all. Like, it doesn't do anything. Like, yes, you got a hit, but the previous clear would have done the exact same thing. The guy was in no position to hit the ball. And now, now you have only one person back instead of two.
Yeah, and I think you have to push up or something.
Yeah. Obviously, you pushed up. So, another thing, anytime your teammate's flying in the air like this, you don't want to push up hard, okay? You're pushing up way too close. I'd be sitting like here.
Okay.
Because then I can challenge that ball, or I can challenge this ball, okay? So, yeah. All right. Cool. So here, solid, you got to say, hey, I'm going for this. Or I got this. Then, obviously, you leave. Shoemaker. But, yeah. This is bad. Double commits are bad. Because flip out, as you can see, is taking ages. So he's done his 50-50, which makes sense. He gets bumped. so this is why he's taking ages to get back. But if this goes badly, it's a goal on your end, right? Versus nothing is about to happen that's good for you guys, really. Because there's no one back. There's no one back. Like, because you've done your backflip, right? There's no one, like, you have no momentum and definitely no boost. Flip out is over here, and there's literally all this free space, right? Flip out,
Yeah.
you need to tell them that you've been bumped and you're stuck in goal. Like, you say, I'm bumped, we'll take a while to recover, or long recovery, or something like that, okay? So yeah. This is an awkward ball. You leave, okay? But you can see, because of all this, you've just let them have free ball. Because of the double commit. Now, let them hit the ball first before you start pushing up early. Because you're also really close to that ball. Flip out's also really close to the ball. And I guess no one was back in defense either, so this is all very poor. Yeah, no one's defending the goal. If he hits this over you guys, you're screwed. So, solid, you're way too aggressive. Way too aggressive. You can achieve the same thing, but more options if you're here than if you're there. Let's put it to the test. I can go out. I've not used lots of boost. I got this boost pad. Now I'm back here. Like, you being so close doesn't really do anything there. Now, again, you know, this one's a little bit more awkward here. I guess you can trust your teammate to get back. Yeah. This one's okay. Next thing, you never want to be in the same position. So here, solid, you want to sit wider, get wide, get wide, get wide. Because the number one thing that he wants to do is put it into the goal. So if you're wider and you're staying wide, it means that you can go for this ball here, right here. Okay? Instead of doing the ball chasing that you did previously. The number one thing you want to do as second man is keep your options open. If you commit to an option early, there's no point, because that's only one of the potential possibilities that might happen. You leave yourself a little bit more open, you're able to kind of decide what's about to happen. Obviously, another double commit. So here, solid, don't go for the ball. This is not your ball. You want to leave, get out, and let Mr. Mshoemaker get the ball instead. Because if you're coming for this ball, it's just a much easier challenge for Shoemaker than it is for you. You got to know when you got this boost and it looks like you're about to get out like this. It instantly signals to Shoemaker that he's the next guy who should be challenging, not you. So you've just kind of messed him up a little bit there. Yeah. Leave again, Shoemaker. I mean, solid and Shoemaker. Like, all three of you are in the same corner, right? This is bad. This is very bad. Flip out. You should be here. If they're double committing in the corner, you want to be like, okay, I gotta hold the fort. Shoemaker. Let's have a look. You shouldn't be going towards this ball if solid's in here. You want to leave out, because how are you going to score a goal from here, right? There's nothing good about to happen here. You want to sit wider so that if solid somehow gets a good 50-50, then he can pass it mid. If he leaves the ball, flip out can go for this ball, and you're still in a good position, right? You're still chilling here. That's okay. But here it's just like you're basically clearing it for them, really. Oh god. Oh god. Yeah, you can see how all types of strife have happened. Shoemaker, if you're third man, just chill about here, okay? Then you can go wider a little bit, sit here, and then solid's serpent can be around about here, waiting for the pass that's about to happen, right? Okay, see? Look how much easier it would be if you spread out a little bit more. All right. So cool. 50-50. Now flip out. Obviously solid. You got to get out. Get out. You're confusing your teammate here. You can see that you're confusing your teammate here. You've made a great 50-50. This is plain easy shot on goal for flip out here. But you just bamboozle him by going for this ball. And then you both double committed. And now Shoemaker, as soon as you see all this awkward play happening, right? Let's see where you are. All right. So, you're third man now. So you sit wide. You sit kind of here-ish. And then you can challenge this ball, okay? You don't have to always be so close to the play. As third man, your number one role is to make sure you don't get scored on, okay? So you sit a little bit wider. It's one extra front flip, one extra diagonal flip to get to that ball. That's fine. This level of play, you have that time. So give yourself that better opportunity for a shot on goal if it lines up correctly. All right. Don't do this. This is basically equivalent of a double commit. Spread out. Spread out. Sit here, flip out if you want. If you're third man, sit here. So solid has this corner over here. You've got this area here, and Shoemaker has this wide little area here. And then flip out, you can challenge hard. And then that means that whatever, and solid, you shouldn't be challenging here. This is mid, so this is flip out's ball. You should be just kind of angling back a little bit, just in case something bad happens. Flip out. Don't go for this ball. You leave. You instantly leave. You see. Let's look at it from your perspective, okay? Just leave. Just leave. It's going to be a bad hit. You can even see he's about to make a poor hit. If you leave instantly, then it makes it so much simpler for your teammates behind you to know that they can challenge. Always be thinking about where your teammates are. Because otherwise you just confused the hell out of it and made it so that he couldn't shoot on goal there. Cool. That's a decent hit. Obviously, if we can, let's have a look at it. You don't have to jump so early, okay? You can kind of get a bit closer, let the ball bounce, and then smash at that goal, okay? Because if you pre-jump, you're setting your trajectory of the ball to go that way instead of giving yourself more options for like a bounce volley or something like that. So solid. Just as I was expecting, you want to make sure that as second man, that you and potentially even third man, because flip outs in their area, you don't want to push up hard because you're last man. So you chill out, and then I go wide, and I just take this ball into this corner much easier than you do, because you've just used up all your boost doing nothing with it. You just traveled a lot. Now, obviously, for both for flip out and solid, you wanna the two main areas to be is with a bit of momentum, slowly driving this way, back post, or sit inside the goal, because that allows you with these invisible walls to actually see outside and allows you to cut off any balls that are about to happen. So yeah, just something for you two to know. So obviously, don't double commit in the same area. It just doesn't pay off, because now there's no way Shoemaker should be able to be aggressive here. He has to buy time because both of you committed for the same ball. And for God's sakes, don't cut rotation. Rotations allow you to at least understand. If you're going to cut rotation, tell the team that you're going to go for this ball, instead of obviously what's about to happen, which is you're both kind of deciding to leave because it's all really awkward. And this type of thing happens. You have a person back a little bit more, much easier to play around. But I can understand, you're chasing a game. All right, let's. This is a good play to have a look at. So, all right. taking the boost. Cool. Obviously, don't flutter the boost. And honestly, like, let the bounce happen. I'd be going, so from this boost right here, I see the ball is going to your right direction. So what you should be doing is going around here like that. So rotating, oh my god, messed that one up. So you want to go round like this. And then this is a lot easier angle for you to hit the ball, right? Instead of having to cut round this way versus taking a much easier front look at the ball. So yeah. Yeah, I can see it's a lot of panic here, which is fine. I understand. You guys are back. Flip out. If you're sitting stationary, like I said, you want to sit inside the goal behind the line. We'll judge the perspective of what you've done versus what I'm telling you to do. So I'm just chilling. I'm chilling. Now I fly for this ball. Much easier to do, right? There's no going backward and forward, backward and forward. If I'm taking a stationary position, take that stationary position near post between the ball, so you can just fly up. Yeah, and I guess it's just kind of garbage time now, right? So yeah.
Yeah, that last single. Like, it's, see if we can get one more goal.
Yeah, that's all good. But can you see a few of the areas? Let me kind of summarize. Rotations are important. So, say you're in an awkward position here, right? You can rotate out. That's fine. Let your next teammate challenge in. That's easy. When you're attacking as a team, say the ball's here. Your second man wants to sit mid or even further wide, so that there's plenty of space, so that if an attacking opportunity comes, round, like the ball goes here, you center it mid. It's so much easier for the mid guy to just go in and score. All right. So I think spacing is definitely a big issue. If you space a little bit more, those double commits are going to be a lot less apparent. Especially if you're, I saw a lot that you guys were ball watching. So say a ball's above you, right? Just get out, get out. This is hard. Your teammate who's in, say, here, this is much easier, right? If the ball's right here, right? This is a much easier ball for this guy to go for in this position than it is for this guy to fly up here versus this guy to fly up here. This is so much easier to fly up for. Otherwise, you have to go up like an astronaut flying to space versus just leaving and then letting your teammate go for the ball. So yeah, cool. Do you have any questions?
For what would you say is the most important in terms of calm?
Sorry, comms?
Yeah.
Say I'm awkward. Say I'm stuck in the opponent's goal. Say these things. Say if I'm going to cut rotation, I'm cutting. Say if two people are going for the ball, go like I've got this. Like these are the types of things you want to prevent as much of the time, these double commits that happen in your guys' games. That's the most important thing. If you got low boost or you're low boost or you're awkward in net, you go like I'm awkward in net or I got low boost. That means that your teammate who's rotating in can know that I can go for this ball, right? These are the types of comms. You don't need to do like loads of comms. You just need to know that when a particularly tricky situation is about to happen, calm it out, right? Does that make sense?
Yep.
I think the main thing is spacing. I feel like you guys don't really know what a 3-man rotation is.
We do show that, yeah.
Yeah. So what I'll do after this is I'll link you a video that you can watch about rotations. because it'll definitely make you feel a bit better. But you can see the main reason that rotations are so useful is that your team can get fully boosted and be in less awkward scenarios to go for balls. That's it. Those are the main things, and it means that you always just have someone in defense. So yeah. Do you have any other questions
Uh,
before I end the
nothing
recording?
not that I can think of, no.
All right, cool.